Welcome back to Roadside Rescue. On this episode, I'm going to be looking at this Subaru, and I've checked this Subaru out a couple of times. It's turned into a bit of an issue now. I'm going to be doing some just inspecting on the motor. Here's the problem. When it gets warm, it loses power, and I've seen that a few times. They thought their catalytic converter was gone out and had melted, and I was like, yeah, I put my thermal camera on it, and I was like, kind of looks like it, so let's go ahead and just start there. Well, I took it apart, catalytic converter was fine. So I put it back together, and I said, here's what I was thinking initially when I hear of loss of power when it's warm. Sparkulators, is that what they call them? Spark plugs. That was upside down. So I got some of the good ones here, some laser iridium spark plugs. I'm going to be putting these in a Subaru right here, and hopefully that fixes the power issues. They're going to be the last video I make on it regardless, I feel like. And I just had kind of in an episode shown what I was doing on it on a different day. So if that one's out by now, check that one out. If not, make sure you're subscribed, and let's go grab that car and bring it over here. Well, I was gonna video at some point, but right when I was pulling in, somebody else pulled in the spot right there, and that's where I was gonna park instead of the spot closest to the exit. But I was just gonna park right over here where that person was, and then I was like, okay, weird, whatever. I'm still just gonna fix their car over here because they live on a very narrow road, and the spark plugs gap is huge. Anyways, that guy, I had walked around the corner, got the car, and came back, and that guy was pulling stuff out to do an oil change, had his jack and stuff, and I was like, looks like this is the place to work on cars, huh? But he backed back up and left. He just left. He'd only been here for like 2 minutes. I thought we were gonna fix cars in the parking lot together. I guess he went to go find a different one. That's why I didn't film pulling this one out yet. There's no way the gap is supposed to be bigger than, which one was it? 45. Yeah, it's a lot bigger than 45, but not quite as big as 50. So it's gotta be like 49, 48. I'll check the new ones, but I'm hoping that's the main issue. They look old, they look OE. So this car is well past needing new spark plugs if these are OE. Bro, here's what I was gonna say as well. I've been running into tire issues. Here's the thing, I've got a pair that came on this CRV originally of winter tires. I think I'm gonna swap those over, and these ones have like no tread left, and it snowed this morning, so I think I've got to do that sooner than later. I've got this Upbeatplus air inflator, so I'm gonna test that out today while I'm out here. You can see some of my tires just keep going flat, and that one looks okay. I put a plug in one of these when here's the thing, they have a little bit of tread, but they're getting old. They're getting old. I'm worried about them, especially in the winter. But when I pulled off to get my Milwaukee pack out boxes on the side of the interstate a couple months ago, I got a flat tire, and it was a big hole, and I put just one plug in it. I think that's the one that keeps going low. Well, this is the Upbeatplus T1. 7,800 milliamp battery. This thing can put out some serious air power. Let's test it out. Cool. Car charger cable. I've been needing a new one of those. Whoa. Alright, I'm gonna test this out first, and then I'll charge it. Let's see how much it puts out. Yep, this puts out 150 PSI. We're good to go. Here's everything it comes with. Quick release connection. All right. Yeah, this is at 23 PSI. That's quick. It might be the quickest one I've seen. With the ability to inflate a tire in just 1 minute, it's definitely the quickest one I own. Yeah, from the other side of the car, you can barely hear that air inflator. This one's a beast. Check out the link in the description, pin comment if you want one, and let's go check out this Subaru. Just found something. Okay, here's my new spark plug. Let's check the gap on this. I'd be surprised if it's that big. Oh, no way, no way. That's way smaller. So small. Yeah, not even 0.4. It's like at 0.35. 5.38, way smaller. Yeah, that tire was at the same pressure. Good thing I checked those. All right, some of these Subaru models have a ridiculous amount of time recommended to replace the spark plugs. And some of them you're supposed to pull the motor on, although I've never had one that I actually had to, even on the kind they say you're supposed to. Because you could take one of these and a couple of these short extensions, specifically the wobbly kind, and just go one at a time. Put this in the hole, then stick your little small extension in there, then stick the other one, and then put your wrench on it, and then when you pull it out, you got to do the same thing. This isn't one of those Subarus, but that's how you do those without having to lift up the motor or something weird. And you could do them in an hour like that either way. Okay, I spoke too soon. I couldn't get a long extension on that one, so I'm gonna do my method on this hole. You just put this socket in, and then maybe a medium extension, maybe two of these. Yeah, two can go at once. If not, then you gotta see how far in that first one is, and you gotta get it into that socket. Well, it's already down in the hole. So sometimes you can only fit one. That one you gotta just use a medium extension, and then that should come out easy. I'll show you when it gets out. Okay, I just had the customer stop by, and to get it out, I had to take them off one by one, just like I was saying. Didn't film that though. The other side, might be just as tricky. This might be the easy side, I'll let you know. Subarus. Right on, the compression on this side's looked fine. I'm gonna put an inspection camera on this one. I didn't in the other because the compression looked good. Just gonna verify everything looks clean in there. If I see something that surprises me, I'll be surprised, but I'm expecting it to look spotless. I think it was just that big gap issue. I was telling my customer when he stopped by, I was showing him the gap, and he's like, I don't understand. And I'm like, there's so much compression inside the cylinders, and when you have good compression, that if it were at atmosphere, you'd need a spark like this long, you know, to jump that gap. So when it starts wearing out just a little bit by little bit, millimeters, then that gap in theory has to become longer and longer, just at atmosphere if you think about it. So a little bit of too big of a gap in there can be all the difference. I feel like I had a turf war with that other guy who was working on his car, like some mobile mechanic turf war or something. I feel bad that he left because I know he didn't do anything. He was here for like 2 minutes. Yeah, that looks good. It's clean. Cylinder walls are clean. See it. I'm expecting those valves to be clean. Ooh, look how spotless that valve is. We'll spin it around. Spotless. Spotless. Spotless, yeah. This motor looks like it's in great shape. I wonder if it's ever had the head gaskets done. All right, I'll take the battery out to do this side. I think it's gonna be a lot easier. And I'm just gonna use this long extension on the first one at least. I think the second one I might have to do my three-piece combo. A three-piece combo. Whew, some wind just picked up. It's getting freezing. I just got that last spark plug out. Three-piece combo did it. I'm about to get out of here. There's the 4 spark plugs, and it's getting cold. I'm freezing, yo.